I am proud to be Egyptian. I am proud to have such a great army that all people envy us for. Today is Arafah, and I am about 300 kilometers from Mecca. I pray to God to protect Egypt, its people, and its great army from extremism and terror. I urge all the Egyptian masses and media to be one voice and one hand behind General Sisi, the savior to this country. We have to be at the same level of intelligence, loyalty, diligence, hustle, honesty, and accountability to this great person. All these parasites shown up in Al Jazeera channel, extremists, sycophants, those who try to undermine our stability and demonize General Sisi's image will be trashed into oblivion, and only General Sisi and the honest who want to build will remain carved in the history. I urge every single person with media to adopt a national issue to build this country and try hard to find the appropriate channel to materialize it. For myself, I find my own project. It's undoubtedly the education. Maybe people don't care or don't know how, but I am the founder and designer of revolutionary education that one day will take the country away from the third world and place it among the developed ones. On July 3rd, 2013, General Sisi took the side of the Egyptian masses, who streamed to every street and every corner across the country to ditch the fascist and the most radical regime that suppressed the country for a year. General Sisi inadvertently took the lead to build a modern Egypt that can accommodate people of all walks of life with no regard to race, color, religion, or ideology. We were shocked when we saw the American president with some Western states who suffered a lot before from terror and the attacks of these clandestine radical organizations that call for annihilation of US and the West, fight with tooth and nail to deepen their roots and cement their hold on power, ignoring the untold masses who call for private interests that make both terror and the terror fighters put hand in hand to share the same mutual interest. I call all the Egyptian people to coalesce together backing the Egyptian army and its leadership till we ditch all the sorts of terror and all radical gangs. General Sisi is the only person who fits the presidential position, and he is the only one who can engender radical change in the education system. In other words, he is the one empowered to lead the third revolution and education to build the new state. In brief, he has to nominate himself to the presidential office, and then I call him to adopt and put into practice the educational system I devised years ago. Revolutionary education means each geographical region will have its own educational system that can accommodate each single person in the region and on its natural and local resources, besides using this new educational system resources for establishing arts, sports spaces, and investing them locally and internationally. Thus, through this new educational system, Egypt will produce its smart weapons and attain excellence in all forms of heavy industry. It will find a way to finance education away from the state, creating its own channels of finance. Time has become ripe to pause and contemplate that all the educational systems everywhere come into no avail. Mammoth amounts of money fritter away on education, but a long line of the unemployed stand aimlessly. Each country has a dominant sense that its heritage and culture are at stake. Terrorism, violence, segregation, isolation, ignorance, crimes, poverty, extremism, and degrading people with different nations and different notions, beliefs, religions, and ethnic groups, and stereotyping what a few abnormal segment of people commit to the whole of the country or people of the same culture. Nowadays, people tend to desert farming and select work that entails little efforts or seeking after a social positions. In addition, vast farming areas desertify every day for erecting farming land with subdivisions, either mansions, tall concrete towers, or building up clubs for playing golf or sport, or setting up any other recreation facilities. Also, graduates seek to be placed in a job with no regard to his major. There is a severe shortage in trained people in crafts. Education at the time being feeds a sense of alienation, either domestically or worldly. There is a state trend to hold crafts and hard works that entail indulging directly in the natural resources of the surrounding environment into contempt. I urge all the media and all the people of Egypt to come around and back General Sisi and the army. For myself, I started with education. What about you? What about you, Ibrahim Isa? What about you, Muna? What about you, Khairi? What about you, Basim? What about you, Okasha? What about all of you?